Hello everyone. For the first time in a while, I'm going to do a non-collection update video. I'm going to do grading the 2024 releases that I purchased in 2024, obviously. I actually thought I had a lot more, but quite a few of them were 2023 releases, so that kind of cuts down the total number, but still a decent amount that I got from this year's releases. I'm going to start with the two CDs that I have, and the first one is Covered in Black by Patriarchs in Black. Patriarchs in Black is a doom band formed. The guitarist from Hades and drummer from Type O Negative, and there are 5 cover songs on here, and then they also have an original song at the end. Destroyer by Twisted Sister. Games Without Frontiers, which I believe was a Peter Gabriel cover. Rock Bottom, covered by Kiss. Chase Better Than the Catch Motorhead, and Friends, which was originally done by Led Zeppelin. So not a bad little EP. They do have some full-length albums out as well. I think a full-length album out was supposed to come out this year, or maybe it was last year. I don't remember. But pretty good. For it being an EP, I'll give it a B+. The next one is the most recent release from Bruce Dickinson, from his solo band. This is called the Mandrake Project, and musically, I think it's a really good combination of all of the stuff that he has put out solo-wise. So if you like Bruce Dickinson's solo stuff, you're going to like this album as well. I give it about an A-. And now to the vinyl stuff. First one is Hopium for the Masses from Ministry. So when I first spun it, I was a little bit disappointed in the overall sound. They do a little bit of adding from the first couple records era where they really weren't adding the metal part into the sound yet. So that's kind of like infused in it. And then I've had like a couple more listens since then. I think it's pretty decent. I give it a C+. Not as good as I think their last one was, which was Moral Hygiene. I really like that one a lot. This one probably going to take a little bit more time to grow on me. Next up, we have some death metal with Necrot, Lifeless Birth. And this one, as I got into them actually last year for the first time, and then eventually was able to get a chance to listen to this one. I have spun my copy, I think, once. I give it a solid A for being the type of death metal that they play. It's really good stuff. I enjoyed it. Next one is the only one I've ever heard from this band, Vitriol, Suffer and Become. More death metal stuff. It's a really good album. A lot of people have it in their top 5, top 10 for death metal albums of the year. There's a lot of albums that I didn't get a chance to buy that I think are probably a little bit better than that, pushing this, under the top 10 mark, but it's still pretty good. I would give it a B+. Now, one that I would put in for top 5 at least death metal for me, Skeletal Remains, Fragments of the Ageless. Really like these guys. They have, from album to album, they sound like different old school death metal bands. This one, I think, just the musically at least, they sound a lot like early Morbid Angel. I have another one as well, and it's got more of like an obituary type sound to it. I really like this one. This is an A+ for me. A little melodic death metal. And the first release from these guys, Black Dahlia Murder, since their original vocalist passed away. And the album is called Servitude. It's only like about 35 minutes long, but it packs a lot of punch in that time. And I think they don't really have any kind of drop off. One of the guitar players stepped up to take on the vocals in this, so I would give it a good B+. Next up, new one from Obsessed, Gilded Sorrow. And if you like old school traditional Doom, this is a just an absolute beast of an album. I give this one an A plus. Scott Wino, who has of Saint Vitus fame prior to starting this band, it just continues to put out stellar music. Love this album. Here's one that I recently picked up and I've only gotten a chance to listen to once. Stryper's When We Were Kings. So my initial listen so far is it's a good album. I don't know if it's close to being what their last couple of releases have been. So right now I would probably just give it a B minus because I've only had one chance to listen to it. Next one is from a local band called Demiser, Slave to the Scythe. This is their second album, and I also own the first one. I think this one is a nice step in direction. They play a black and thrash style. This one's has a little bit more melody to it, and it has a little bit more groove to it. So I think it's more musically palatable. The first album's great too. I would give this one an A minus. Pretty good album here from Demiser. Next up is Asylum from Atrophy. Really great old school thrash band. I have listened to this a couple of times streaming, and I think once through since I've bought it. I bought this off of Scott Waters. Really good album. I like this one a lot. I would probably give it about an A minus. I haven't had as much time with it as I would like. Another one I haven't had a lot of time with was Saxon, Hellfire, and Damnation. I have played it once all the way through so far. And it's standard Saxon, in my opinion. If you like Saxon, you're going to like this album. So I would definitely give it a solid B plus so far. Next is from Riot 5, Mean Streets. And this was originally the band Riot. And then when their main songwriter passed away some years ago, they decided to continue the band going, and they just kind of added the 5 to the end of it. I don't know the exact significance of the 5 part. But it's just straight up good American heavy metal. I would give this one definitely an A. And I got two more. Invincible Shield from Judas Priest. I like this a lot. Judas Priest being my second favorite metal band. I have a lot of pretty high expectations for the quality of their stuff. I don't quite know if I can put it up there with Firepower. Firepower was, just really good. They're not going to, blow your minds doing anything crazy and new at this stage or anything, but they're putting out solid music. So right now, I would probably give it about a B plus. And last but not least, the new album from Accept, Humanoid. I have given it a couple of spins through so far, and I do like it more than Too Mean to Die. I think that one, to me, the album was just kind of too long. Not necessarily with how many songs, but maybe some of the song lengths were a little bit too long. This one, I think, is a step better above that. Just like the Priest album, they're not going to go out and do anything hugely progressive and go, away from what they do. They're just going to play good, solid heavy metal. And I would probably give this a good B plus as well, after just a couple of spins. So those are the ones I was able to pick up this year. Like I said, I thought I had more, but they ended up being stuff from last year or the year before, 2023. Definitely some albums that I wish I had gotten a chance to pick up that I still will end up picking up. The new Flotsam and Jetsam is really good. Trying to think of anything else that just kind of isn't on my radar in my head right now. I had like 2 or 3 others to tell you, but I've already forgot them. Definitely looking forward to the stuff that's going to be coming out this year. I know there's going to be, I believe, a new Megadeth album's coming. Testament's got a new one. Anthrax has a new one as well. Those are just the ones off the top of my head that I remember. So anyway, these are the ones I was able to pick up. Hope you enjoyed them if you picked them up as well. And thanks for watching.